Hello everyone, it's Justin Krause here. There we go. I'm going to jump right into it. A lot of you know about this new law as far as this temporary, or this gun restraining order. It's AB-1014. Again, that's AB-1014. Jerry Brown passed that. It's going to go into effect on January 1st of 2016. And what this is if someone's lived with you for 6 months or longer, a roommate or anything like that, they could actually have your guns taken away if they feel that you are not safe with your guns. If they feel that you're a threat to yourself or them or anyone else, they could actually go to the courts and have that thing passed by a judge and or approved by a judge, and the law enforcement agency will come by and serve this. Here's the thing though, they're not just taking your guns, they get a search warrant for your whole property. And that's what people aren't looking at. You know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. The thing is I've analyzed this. I got through about half of it. I just found out through a friend on Facebook about this, so I've been reading the updated one that's actually being put into the legislation. And this is what I found out, okay? First you need to know, this is AB 1014. Here's Section 2, alright? And it's under Section 2, it's Chapter 18100. It's general. It's just going to tell you what it is. Once you get to 18107, I'm not even going to give you these numbers here because honestly I don't think you care. The petitioner, the person who wants to take them to you, what they do is if they feel you're not safe, they go to the courthouse, they fill out a piece of paper, they tell them where your guns are, how many there are, where your ammunition is. The next thing is the court rules on that, and they say, okay, remember you can get an emergency one too. So they can pass this real quick and show up to your house. Once the court passes it, the Department of Justice, after this has been handled, by the way, when they handle this, what it is the officers come to your home with the emergency violence, the gun violence restraining order, take everything and search your whole property legally. So if you have someone with you, here's the thing, here's the good part. If I knew that my roommate in Bakersfield had one of these, she was out of her mind, and we actually saw she was crazy. She was clinically crazy. She screamed and yelled, speaking different voices, talked to herself. She was a psychopath. She was nuts. And if I knew at that time that she had a gun, well, she didn't, but if she did have a gun, I could have used this and had her disarmed, and us, her 3 roommates, who were paying for the separate rooms, we would be safe, and thank God. But instead, we all got the hell out of there. Because, you know, that's what you do. You get away from the person. Don't give them a restraining order saying, it says here that if you do anything to me, then it's wrong of you and illegal. It's already like that. So anyway, that's one thing. But here's the thing. This is what we know it's going to be used for. The people who want to disarm you, people against the Second Amendment, those people are people who are criminals. They want to make sure you're not armed. So if you have someone living in your home, you're renting a room to someone, or renting the other half of the house to someone, or if you have a studio, 2 studios in one property, you live in one, they live in the other, but it's still the same property, they can go off. If they've been there for 6 months or longer, they can actually legally have you disarmed. The gun will come in, search your property, take everything, and at that point, once this is done, in that petition, it says, you know what, I'm just going to read this to you right now. It says, it's going to say, quote, to the restraining person, this order will last until the date and time noted above. You are required to surrender all firearms and ammunition that you own and possess in accordance to Section 18120 of the Penal Code, and you may not have in your custody, control, own, purchase, possess, receive, or attempt to purchase or receive a firearm or ammunition while this order is in effect. However, a more permanent gun violence restraining order may be obtained from the court. You may seek the advice of an attorney, and according to this matter, and that's pretty much it right there. Once you get this order, you're not allowed to touch any ammunition or guns, period, at all. You cannot go to the gun range and rent the gun inside and shoot a couple rounds down there and then just leave and do your thing. You are not allowed to touch it at all. This is very far. This is a very extreme law, knowing that someone who's renting a room from you, who could be crazy, who wants to attack you, do something to you, steal you, rape you, whatever. If this is a big guy who's burly and crap like that, he wants to get this lady disarmed and just say, well, she's done this and she suffered from depression. Oh, she's suffering from a depression, take her guns. You're no longer safe. You're screwed. They can disarm you. It's okay, I'm going too far out of it. Anyway, the day after that, they report this to the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice actually gets the information of the restraining order, your name, your address, all that stuff, and now you have a record with the Department of Justice that you had a emergency violence restraining order against you because you were almost a harm to someone, therefore you had to be disarmed because you're a threat to people or self or others. This is so extreme to have this information thrown everywhere just because someone may feel uncomfortable. Restraining orders are very easy to get. There's a lot of people, if they want revenge on someone, they'll get a restraining order on them just because it looks bad on their record. I mean, you can get a restraining order on anyone so easily, it's just plain wrong. Alright, so let me get in here. Once you have been issued, you cannot touch anything at all, period, after that. That is right. Oh yeah, when you get this thing, you must give it to... When you get served with this restraining order, the cops come by to take everything immediately, search your place immediately. That's it. But if you don't get it from an officer, if it's someone else, like a professional server, who you're not going to see them doing this often, but if they give you that, you have 24 hours to sell your guns to a dealer or give your guns up to the local police or law enforcement agency, where they then lock it up and then return it to you at the end of the restraining order. Once that's done, you must show the receipt as far as if you sell it to a gun store or an authorized gun dealer. You have 48 hours from the time you were given the remember, you have 24 hours to get rid of your guns to that person or an agency. Then you have another 24 hours to go to the courthouse and give them the receipt as proof to show that you no longer have the guns or ammunition. Now, they're going to have to put down in detail the guns and ammunition that you gave them to prove that you gave it to them and you no longer have anything in the house. Then after that, you need to get the same information and you need to drive over to your local law enforcement and give it to them and file it and sign all the paperwork and do all that stuff with them now too. This is a long, painstaking, long process just because someone wants to screw you over. You know, which of course was not all going to be used for that, but we know that people are going to use this just to get to you and harass you legally. So that happens. File a copy of that, law enforcement will hold it. And, alright, yeah, that's going to be everything for right now in this video. I'm going to make a part 2 on everything. Right now we went all the way up to section of, it was AB-1014, section 2, chapter 18-145, subpart A, is where I'm leaving at right now. So I've got another 60 or 70% to go on this new law, and it is scary. But anyway, that's just to answer some of the questions for you, show you what's going on here. And once again, this is going to be going into effect on January 1st, 2016. Thank you for watching.